Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have a bit of an update video on the M1 carbine webbing project that I had going on. I did the video for you, show some of the strange little things I was trying to do to get around some problems. And so today I'm going to show you how that's changed after I had some feedback. Like I was saying in other videos I've made, you should always take a bit of criticism in, not just getting a grump, actually listen to people, and if they've got good ideas, you should put that into effect and take their opinions just as helpfulness rather than being malicious. So with that in mind, let's get down here and I'll show you what the webbing is doing now. Right guys, if you remember when I was doing this webbing, I was having problems with the belt because I'm too big really to find an original belt that I can fit into. I didn't want to keep using the reproduction one because most of them are rubbish, so I was trying to make one out of a Vietnam era belt. So that worked alright, but it was really niggling at me about the colouring of it being wrong and it not having like the fitting on the end for the carbine pouch and stuff like that. Just little details that are different between the World War II belts and the later ones. So what I did was have a bit of a redesign on the whole belt. So we've changed the belt now. I went through all of my repro belts, got a few of them laying around using for bits and stuff, and I found the one with the most accurate colouring and I've fitted that. And that's also got some nice wear on it. That must be an older Miltech belt, I think. That's really nice colouring. If you look at the suspenders here compared to the belt, they're almost identical. So I think this is going to be the way I need to go. And I'll need to try and get hold of a couple more of these for some other projects as well when I can find them in places. So we've got the Miltech reproduction belt on there. We've still got the original suspenders. The suspenders have had the friction tape added to the end of them just to stop them from flapping around all over the place because that's a real pain. And then we've had a bit of a change on what is actually fit to the belt as well. Right, so if I just quickly go over what we've done to the belt instead, we've still got the compass pouch here, the nice WW2 one. If you guys can see, this has a really bad fade line where that must have been stored with something covering it up like that. Now, if any of you guys know a way that I can either fade the darker side to match, or that I can somehow restore some of the colour to this side where it's faded, please do let me know, because that kind of bugs me how odd that looks. I was thinking about maybe just getting some like engine oil or something and just impregnating it with that to dull the colour back down, because when it's wet it looks right when it's wet. But any ideas, please give me some thought on that. Then we'll get to the carbine pouches. If you guys remember, I had the two transitional carbine pouches on them which were weird and didn't have any like poppers or fasteners on the back of them to go into the belt. Now a couple of people thought that they were a reproduction, and the more I look at it, the more I'm thinking maybe they are, because they have some weird things. It's odd because the colours of them are so good, they're so accurate, especially the khaki colour is better than any reproduction I've ever seen. The green is a bit lighter, but you know, things fade over time and stuff, so you can never really tell. But we're going to assume that they were reproduction, and so I've took them off and I've added my WD7 pouch here, which is a nice carbine pouch, and the WD3 one on this side. Now, I'm probably going to get a couple of people mention that the belts, if you're doing anything in Normandy or for most of the war, you may well not have seen the WD7 that much because that's generally thought of as a later war thing. And that's fair enough. And when I can find another one of these WD3 pouches, like this one, because this is lovely, I will swap out the WD7 for the WD3 and I will sell the WD7. So that's kind of a stopgap. But if you look at them here, it at least shows you a good example of how the colours change, because they're both in really good condition, just in different shades. We've still got the same canteen pouch on, we've still got the med kit on in the same sort of place. On this side you'll notice also I've added my M3 fighting knife. I've put that in my M8A1 scabbard, which I've taken the hook off, the wire hanger, I don't know the technical name for them, and putting it on the belt loop fitting. So this is an M8A1 that's still pretending to be an M8 scabbard until I find a nice M8 scabbard and pick that up. So that's the basic gear of the webbing, and this is how I'm going to keep it now. And most of the time it will be like this because this is for use when I'm driving the Jeep and stuff like that. So that's a lovely like vehicle operators web gear. Just a couple of pouches, you've got your compass, your medical bandage, your drink and your fighting knife. But this will also be perfect for when I want to do the machine gun team stuff, as I mentioned before. So if I just come down here, the only thing that will change is you're going to have my M43 tool here, and as you can see I've got a space next to the fighting knife. So that will sit there like that basically when I want to do machine gun stuff, and sometimes I'll just chuck this in the Jeep when I'm doing vehicle stuff. But I just want to share this with you so you can see, like, make the point that projects are always, they're never really finished. This is now really nice. I think this is a lovely weapon, but it's still got things to do. I still want to change that for an OD3 pouch just to make this a bit more generic and a bit more suitable for what I do Normandy stuff. I want to find a way to sort this out. If I ever find a belt that actually fits, a real one, then I'd swap this one out for it. But at the time being, I think that this is as good as I'm going to get. I mean, like I say, again, if you compare the suspender colour here to the belt colour, it's really quite spot on, so they did a good job. And it's a shame that brand new reproductions just don't seem to be getting the colour right, and I don't really understand how that can be that hard. But yeah, so this is just a quick video for you. I want to show you how it's evolved, and hopefully you like it. Continue to give me feedback on it so I can make it better. Keep in mind that this isn't meant to necessarily be for any particular period. I want this to be fairly generic, edging towards late war, but you know, not precise. But yeah, share your views with me, and please, if someone has a suggestion on what I can do with this pouch, do let me know, because I'd love. That is the biggest bugbear I now have with this weapon, because that just looks odd. So yeah, any ideas? I'm waiting to listen to them. So hopefully you enjoyed this quick little video. Before we go, I'll just pop the weapon on and you can see how it's looking now. Right guys, so here's the weapon fitted. You can see that's a fairly nice fit. You've got plenty of manoeuvrability. Just have your little pouches here. The compass doesn't get in the way at all. Spin it around to the side, you see the fighting knife sits nice. And if I want to do the machine gun team thing with the E-tool, you can just slide this forwards a bit. You'd have that there. And then you'd have your E-tool going straight down your leg, as you saw in the last video. So that's pretty good, I'm happy with that. And on the other side, you just have your canteen and your med kit. They don't get in the way, and that's in the perfect place to be able to just access your canteen. So I'm fairly happy with the way this has come out now. Just them couple of little bits to change. But any other ideas that you guys have, just let me know in the comment section. So hopefully you like this little video, and I will catch you next time.